This is a Global Player original podcast.
Oh, God.
Hello?
What are you in the room or out there?
Yeah, I forgot. I was just talking into midair again. Forgot I needed a microphone.
You're very quiet.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, that's better. I was just having a proper panic attack.
Really?
Serious.
Why is that?
Because I couldn't get the internet to work. I couldn't get anything to work. My computer wasn't loading anything, not on this computer or my laptop. Nothing.
I have one important question to ask you.
What?
Do you have your head in a bucket, or are you speaking to me from the bottom of a well?
No. Is that better?
No.
Oh, no, I haven't done that again, have I? Oh, right, sorry. I think I've plugged the camera in instead of the microphone.
Do me a dance. Show me how you dance.
You're not on video. Yeah, we should do video.
No. It's a no from me.
Is that better?
It is, but what was that noise?
I don't know, something.
Yeah, actually, it isn't better. I was lying about that. I was concentrating on the noise. No, you're very echoey.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Come into the light, Carol.
Well, I think it's because the internet was playing up and I was having a heart attack because I thought, oh my God, what if it doesn't work? He's going to go bananas.
Oh, yeah, right, because that's what I do. You're still not on the right mic, you idiot.
Well, I don't understand what's going on then. Hang on a minute. I'll have to pull this one out.
Check the settings.
How do I do that? Settings. See, now nothing's working. I'm clicking on settings and nothing's happening. Oh, knickers. Look, I was really early. I was been in here since like 25 minutes ago.
What have you been doing?
Well, trying to get bloody internet to work.
How's it going?
Well, obviously, it's not going very well, is it?
No. Come on, just get on your normal mic. Stop about.
I've got, look, do you want to see a picture of it? Here's my normal mic. It's here. It's right in front of me and it's working.
Well, that's not what you're speaking into. I can hear it rustling about, but that you're speaking to another mic, a different one.
All right. Well, hang on a minute. I'll have to do something else. I can't help this. It's not my problem.
You do that, and I'll interpret your problems in the medium of modern dance. Look at me. I am actually doing it. I'm not just saying I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it.
See, I told you we need to have video. That would be so funny. It would make me laugh so much.
Oh, my God, I'm great at this.
Microphone.
Yeah,
Is that better? Is that better?
Finally.
Right, okay. I told you it keeps going floppy. I keep getting a floppy microphone. And I don't know, I think one of the threads has gone in, you know, the things you use to tighten it up into position.
Yeah. I think we're all in agreement that you've completely lost your threads.
Right, is that better?
Yes.
Yay!
Hurrah!
Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Now.
And that's it. So what do you do, Carol?
Oh, you are such a chump. Oh, I couldn't get anything to work. No, because I know you don't like working Mondays, you see.
No, I hate Mondays. Like Bob Geldof. I hate Bob Geldof too.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan.
No.
I don't like Mondays. I like Mondays, but I don't like Mondays actually because everything's shut down here. Everything's shut. Everything. And it's just, yes. Well, I've told you this before. Sunday morning, everything's open.
Yeah.
And then everything's shut Sunday afternoon, and nothing opens on Monday. Nothing.
Isn't that strange? Like, why don't they just close on Monday? I mean, on Sunday, because Sunday's the closing day.
Well, because Sunday's a day down here, isn't it? It's a day.
What does that mean?
It's a family day. And the French are obsessed with fresh food. So they go to the market on a Sunday and they get all their food and the butchers and go to the bakery and have family lunches. And then they all go home and everything's deserted on Sunday afternoons. A couple of bars open in the town and a few restaurants open on Sunday night. Most of them don't open Sunday night. And
so French people don't do what we do. They don't drive in their Volvo down to the supermarket and buy 2 weeks worth of food all in one go. They buy every day. Yeah,
usually, yeah. Essentials. They do go to the supermarket to buy things that you can't buy in the market, not, what do you call them, not perishable things.
Yeah, non-perishable.
Yeah, pas frais, not fresh. That stuff they get in the supermarkets. But, yeah, it's a nice thing. I like it. We've been to the boulangerie this morning.
Yeah. You know what's pas fresh?
Not fresh.
Yeah, but you know what is pas fresh?
Me?
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, that's very true. We had a bit of a day out yesterday. Ooh. Making the most of summer, you see, knickers.
Well, that's what I intend to do next week because it's going to be hot heat next week. I'll check for you while you wait. One moment, please.
Well, thank God I haven't got to come back to London next week then if it's going to be hot. I can't stand it when it's hot.
Wow. Look at that. It's going to be the last week of full-on baking hot heat this summer, I betcha, and I'm going to go out and do it. Monday, 81, Tuesday, 79, then 83, 87, 89 by Friday.
89. You're talking all that old granddad speak, aren't you?
Shut up. That's proper. I do Fahrenheit in the summer and centigrade in the winter, as I have explained many times. In fact, it's going to be as hot here as it is where you are.
It is, and it's going to rain apparently all next week here. So, and I'm not unhappy about that. I'm quite glad.
I'm afraid not.
The heat has been getting to me. Not
according to this app. It's going to be baking hot heat, no clouds every day for 2 weeks where you are.
No, I'm looking at what weather do you use? Which weather app do you use?
BBC.
Oh, well.
It's all the same fluent thing. It's all from the Met Office or, other computers. You don't get different weather depending on what site you use.
Yeah, you do. Well, because I'm on the Apple weather app, which I think is comes from the Weather Channel or something like that.
Right.
And it literally says today 40% chance of rain, Monday 70%, the rest of the week 30, 60, 40, raining, hot, but raining.
Not at all. Completely incorrect in every respect. No rain whatsoever.
Well, we really need it to rain. I want it.
Yeah, well, here too. Everything's bran, and I don't like bran.
Yeah, everything in our garden is on the way out now because we're not allowed to water it. But the grass is still super, super green. Beautiful green grass.
How come?
Because it's not real.
Well, they'll be sending drones around to check on the colour of people's grass to find them accordingly. And so you're stuffed, you are.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. I told you last week, didn't I? They check the meters and if they see you're using more than like you should or usual, they stick with a fine.
Yeah, well, they're going to be doing that here. We got the curtain twitcher brigade on who are dobbing in their neighbours for washing their cars with a hose. And we got blooming government ministers. I think they found one who's not on holiday at the moment. And he's also threatening people to not use too much water. Don't wash yourself and don't wash your car and don't water your plants or don't drink any water. Meanwhile, the water companies, which are all operated for private profit, they're throwing away billions of litres a day. I worked it out. It's something like and I can't remember exactly how many.
I think it's 14. I heard it on the radio the other day. 14 billion litres of water every day on burst water pipes and things like that.
Yeah, but that's very, very hard to imagine. So I worked it out by Olympic swimming pools, and I can't remember the number I came up with, but it's astonishing.
What was the point of that then, if you can't even remember it or quote it? What exactly was the point? Oh, God. You spent all that time working out how many litres of water in an Olympic swimming pool, and then you divided 14 billion by that amount, and you don't know what the answer is.
No, I don't know.
And you didn't even write it down.
I didn't. All committed to memory. No, completely wasted your time there, Carol. I apologise. Completely?
Oh, anyway, it's a lot of water, I know, and I get what you mean. But telling everyone to stop having a wash, and it was actually it's in the Sunday Times this morning. There's a big article about how everyone's got to use half the amount of water that they use now by 2050, apparently. And
Right.
you know how much they say people use every day? 140 odd litres. But that down here, that's the limit. That's the limit that you can use when they're rationing it, 140 litres. But in the Sunday Times today, it says that in the UK, people use about 140 litres a day, and they've got to cut it down to 70 or something like that.
Well, we just waste. I mean, apart from the companies themselves, which are the worst criminals in this regard, because they don't give a stuff about anything except rewarding themselves with bonuses for excellence in showing up to work. Bastards. The rest of us, we do use water like really, really badly. I mean, people. I still see it, but people. Well, at the gym or in any like public place, they'll leave the tap run. They'll turn the tap on, and they'll wash their hands, and then they'll walk away and leave the tap running.
I know.
What kind of a moron does that? And they do it because, I don't know, they're tough guys, and turning off taps is for wimps. It's the same thing with people at work who leave. They get the milk out of the fridge to put in their coffee, and then when it's 90 degrees outside, they just leave it on the counter to go off because they're too tough to put it back in the blooming fridge. That pisses me off so much.
It does annoy me, and I remember when I used to be in the gym, people did that, but I think it's to do with OCD, like you have. You know, when you don't.
No, I don't.
Anything.
Stop saying that. I do not have OCD.
No, when you go to a public toilet, you've got OCD.
No, I don't.
You don't touch anything, and you use your T-shirt or something to open the door and everything. You do. You're like Mark. Mark does that. He won't touch. If I've been for a wee, right, and I put the toilet seat down and I don't put it back up again, he'll go in there to put the toilet seat back up, but he does it with his foot. He won't do it with his hand.
Well, I do that in public toilets, but at home, I sometimes take a square of toilet tissue.
See?
And put it up, with the tissue.
Yeah, but I know, and I kind of get it, but that's the problem with the taps, isn't it? Because you're washing your hands and using all that water to wash your hands, and then they're dead clean, and then you're going to go and turn the tap off with the clean hand when you've turned it on with your dirty hand.
Right.
I mean,
when I see a tap that's a twist rather than a lever that you can use with your elbow, or like sometimes they have like a button on the floor, or you just wave your hand under it and usually nothing happens. So you go to the next sink and you wave your hand under that one and nothing happens. And meanwhile, you've got a hand full of soap because you didn't check whether the water was on before you put the soap in your hands.
Oh, I've done that on trains so many times. Yeah. I don't know why they make taps and sinks so complicated these days. Like you go into some posh restaurants in London and you go in the toilet and it's, first of all, you can't find the door because they're all disguised and they don't have handles on them. And the second thing is you absolutely cannot work out how to turn the tap on.
Or where to go. Like I've been in toilets in places like that, and you think, well, okay, I'm in here now. What do I do? Like, where do you pee? There should be a sign.
I don't know. I just think you just want a tap, don't you? That you can turn on and turn off. You don't want, like, sensors, lights. Like on trains, sometimes you have to find the button on the floor and push it with your foot to get the water out of the tap.
Yeah,
it's quite nice.
And it's the button that opens the door to a crowded carriage who are peering at you with your pants down.
I don't actually think that's happened to anybody ever, because you have to. The door doesn't shut unless you lock it, and it stays open. Right. So I think that's everyone's favourite made-up story. Yeah. Oh, I was on the train, and guess what? Oh, and the doors were open, and there I was, sat on the bog. I mean, I just don't believe anybody who says that happened to them, because it didn't. Just going back to England now with the water, it's I don't like that encouraging people to snitch on each other. Do you? I don't like it.
Well, my advice is don't. My advice is, if you see your neighbour brazenly just with a garden hose just pouring it deliberately down the drain because they're hard, do not criticise them.
Don't say anything, because they'll be round with a knife or something.
If they're doing that, then they're already halfway along the road to being a miscreant. Well, they are a miscreant, but they're probably not reasonable people and will not take criticism well.
Well, I know. I understand that. I wouldn't anyway. I wouldn't. I just think the whole snitching culture is completely wrong. Like, the government and the police asking people to do their work for them. I mean, down here, they do police, like, water crimes. Well, they do. I mean, they actually do. They have water police. But in the UK, they just want everybody to turn against each other and snitch on each other like they did in the lockdowns. Oh, my neighbour's having a cup of tea in the garden and there's another person there. You know what I mean? It's just wrong. It just, I just find it just gross. I would never do it. I don't care what they're doing. I still wouldn't snitch on them. And I wouldn't have a word either, because you're right, they're probably not pure.
You might as well tell them that they're raising their children wrong. They'll just go berserk.
But we do waste water, you're right, because people clean their teeth and leave the tap running. Yeah. I mean, what's that all about? It's just no need.
It's morons. We're surrounded by morons, Carol. They're everywhere.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We talked about this on Loose Women this week, and this other girl who's on the show, she said her husband literally has like a 45-minute shower every morning.
What?
Like, I don't know.
What's he doing in there? I'm in and out in about 3 minutes.
That's all you need, knickers. 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes maximum. Because if you have a shower every day as well, why do you need to scrub your entire body every single day with carbolic soap?
I thought for a moment there you were going to name body parts that they were scrubbing, but fortunately you just said the whole body. I thought we were going to get a list.
No, it's his whole body, his legs, his everything. Okay,
see, a list.
What? Everything. And them bits.
Oh.
I know, it's just pointless, and it's just such a waste of water. People don't understand it is quite precious sometimes, especially when water or whoever it is, they might one day have to stop all these leaks. I mean, what would happen then?
They would lose their yearly bonus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I tell you how good I am. I get wet, then turn the water off, and then use the soap, and then turn the water back on and rinse, and then I'm out. I mean, I use about a teacup's worth of water.
Well, yeah, actually Mark does do that, but he's a long time in the shower, but he does turn it off in between, like when he's having the scrub.
Okay, can we get off this subject?
That sounds wrong, doesn't it?
Anyway. What are you doing in there? I'm just having a scrub.
What I want to know as well, like somebody might be able to help me out with this. can you throw like washing up water on the garden or not? I'm sure my mum used to do it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Carol, can you put it in an email to what's your problem with Nick and Carol? We'll see if we can get to it later.
I can't find it anyway. I'm sure my mum did it. She had a lovely garden. Loads of flowers were fantastic.
I don't think that's right. I mean, you don't want to put soap on plants.
Well, no, I don't think you do. But I absolutely have this vivid memory of her going out with the washing up bowl and chucking it on the garden.
Oh, you mean bath water?
Well, it might have been bath water, but that's got soap in as well, isn't it?
Not as much, though, I don't think.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, here's the thing, right?
What?
Well, it wouldn't be soapy anymore because have you noticed how crap Fairy Liquid is these days?
Fairy Liquid on the phone. Like to have a chat with you, Carol.
Well, I'm telling you, in the 70s, you could literally use like the tiniest little bit and you'd have a right bubbly sink, proper bubbly, right? Mm-hmm. Now, oh my God, you have to use like the whole thing almost to get a bubbly sink and get some soap in it.
Well, I'd have to disagree with you on that, and not just because I don't want to pick a fight with a billionaire multinational corporation.
Yeah, which one is it? Is it Unilever in it?
Okay, there's like 4 companies that make everything we use and eat.
That is true, actually.
Yeah, it is pretty much true, yeah.
Well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe when I was little.
Maybe there's a different formula in France, but I was remarking to myself just the other day how incredibly powerful it is. I mean, because I don't use hot water in the sink in the kitchen because the heater is so far away and it heats it on use. It's not a big tank that with ready water. And so by the time it gets to me, there's like, just yards and yards, meters and meters of cold pipes that it's heating up to get to the point. So you have to, it's like saucepans worth of water. You just goes down the sink cold before the hot gets there. So I thought, forget that. I'll just use cold. And it works a treat. It's amazing. I don't know what's in it, but it deals with fat in cold water.
Really? You see, that's not the way you think it's going to work. You actually... they say you should wash greasy things in hot water, right?
Well, I know, yeah. But that's the whole point of like washing up liquid, that it cuts through fat. That's the idea, right? You don't need hot water.
Well, I suppose, yeah. But the dishwasher, yeah.
Oh, the dishwasher heats it up, yeah.
Yeah, it does, but it doesn't use very much. We've got our dishwasher is AAA.
Which in French is
Well, yeah, it is. Like they do these energy ratings, efficiency and everything. Yeah. So, and there's an eco setting on it, so it hardly uses any water at all. So things like washing machines and dishwashers now don't use hardly anything. They're really, really clever. You can tell because when you take your clothes out of the washing machine, they're still filthy. I'm actually not joking about that. I put a wash in the other day, got it out, and I thought, hang on a minute, why imagine doing that? I don't know if it's because I've changed the soap we use, the soap liquid thing. But it's not working very well. Something's wrong. Anyway, so you have to do it again. So that's not very economical, is it?
I guess not, no. But excellent for the environment.
Well, it is, yeah, well. No, it's not if you've got to do the wash twice. I find myself having to soak everything in that powder stuff, that super, what's it called? In the bright pink tub,
like a stain remover.
Yeah, it's like super powder, and you either
super powder. The new hero movie coming to a location near you from Sunday.
Super powder. Have you been to see the new Elvis film yet?
No.
Are you going to?
I'd forgotten that it was out, actually. I have no intention of seeing it. Why? Is it good?
I don't know. Everybody's going on about it. I don't know. I quite fancy it, but I don't know. Someone was saying to me the other day that they're not going to watch it because he doesn't look anything like Elvis.
Right. I had the the same feeling about, a while ago they had a Laurel and Hardy film out.
Oh, yes.
And because I love Laurel and Hardy. To me, that's the funniest double act in history. And I didn't want to watch it because I thought I'll just be sitting there thinking that's not Laurel and Hardy. I won't be able to get past that, But then I did see it, and it's absolutely great.
Oh, so they did get away with being Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah, is it Steve Coogan?
It's Steve Coogan. Yeah,
really, really good as Stan Laurel.
Oh, that really pains me, actually, because I can't bear him. I thought you were going to say he was really, really shit, but he's not. No, he's a good actor, I have to say. But
it's really the first thing I've ever seen him in, because he does. What else does he do?
He's been in quite a few films, actually. He does.
He does. He's famous for telly, isn't he?
Yeah, Alan Partridge.
Right. See, I've never really seen that.
Yeah,
I really have to be persuaded to watch a British comedy because I don't know. I think my sensibilities are more American.
Yeah, Alan Partridge is kind of its time, if you know what I mean. It's a bit. It's not funny anymore. Oops.
What was that?
Well, weirdly, it's another invite.
Oh God, that took a while, didn't it? Like 25 minutes.
Oh, did you send two?
Well, when you accidentally cut yourself off, I thought I needed to send you another link.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, it is a bit slow. I don't really know why, because everything else comes through. Oh my God, everything's pinging and tinging. I don't know why. Sorry, knickers.
Pinging and tinging. Can you say that?
No, I don't think you can.
No, I don't think so either.
Well, because in not the Fast Show, Little Britain, they used to have like the old guy with the Thai bride, didn't they? And she was called like Ting Tong or something, wasn't it?
But I don't know, because it's a British comedy and I never watched it.
Oh, you never actually watched Little Britain when it first came out?
No, I've never seen it, no.
Oh. Well, I did used to like that. I mean, if you watched it, I don't think you'd find it out anywhere now because it was so unbelievably incorrect politically.
Yeah.
It was absolutely unbelievable. But so you wouldn't see it now. But even though, like the same with lots of things, the joke was always on like the person who was being either racist or homophobic or sexist. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So,
I was in a place called Little Britain just the other day. There's a street called Little Britain in the city of London.
No. Why on earth would I know that?
Well,
I'm not a black cab driver.
It's just, you might have just passed it, as I did the other day. There's a building with Little Britain written on it. It just looks a bit incongruous.
Little Britain. I wonder if they changed that after. I wonder if that was what came first.
All those City of London streets. They're all called like Pound Lane, and but they're all weird names, aren't they? From what used to be sold there, or for some other reason. So no, they haven't changed those names in hundreds of years.
Yeah, Pudding Lane. Because that's where the Great Fire of London started, wasn't it?
Correctamundo, Carol. Yeah. Very good.
In the pudding shop.
I was in the Museum of London the other day, and I saw a recreation of that very event. Oh, really? Really?
What, in CGI?
It was like a diorama. It was a big. It's just I don't really want to talk about it anymore because it's like school.
Right. Okay. Okay. I wasn't interested anyway.
No, I know. That's why I couldn't be bothered.
No, I am interested. Honestly, I am.
Right. No, but you're just going to have to be disappointed. You're going to have to just suffer the disappointment, Carol. Yeah. Have we helped anyone yet?
Oh God, no! I forgot why we're here.
Oh, you are terrible at your job.
I really am, actually. And the other thing is, I think I've had a bit. I think I've had a bit of a Twitter ban this week. I'm not sure.
What do you mean?
Well, no one's been seeing my tweets. I don't
You've
know.
been banned off Twitter.
Well, I wasn't. No, I haven't been. No, they haven't sent me any notifications to say you're suspended or anything like that. But I think there's something they can do. I think it's called shadow banned or something, and I think they can do something to that to make sure nobody actually sees your tweets. Seriously, because I sent a tweet out about something the other day, and I said to Mark, "Did you see that tweet?" He went, "No." And he always sees my tweets. He gets a notification if I tweet something because he needs to keep an eye on me.
Yeah, the notification is you saying, "Have you seen my tweet?"
If it's really bad, he'll go, "Oh, I think you should delete that." And then I delete it, you see. So and he didn't see it. No one's seen it. It's like nobody's seeing any of my tweets. It's like a total waste of time.
Well, let's face it, Twitter is a total waste of time.
Well, it is a total waste of time. It's a total waste of time in more ways than one. And I'm really losing patience with it because every time there's so many people I know just getting these suspensions and emails saying, "You've broken the Twitter rules." Jesus Christ, they must have a rule book. As big as a house.
Well, I've never broken a Twitter rule. The billions of people that are on there have almost never broken a Twitter rule. But if you and all of the people you know are constantly getting banned off there, then I think that says more about you than Twitter.
Not all of them, but they would never ban you or suspend you or anything because you speak their language.
God, here we go.
Oh, we haven't got a word.
Dingleberries. Well, we have, because last week we did hobbies.
Oh, we did hobbies. Yeah, what was the other one?
The other one was school trips.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Oh,
school trips. So as I've just called dingleberries, we're going to have to do school trips.
School trips?
Yeah.
I loved a school trip. How different they are now. This is the thing, right? Like when
How did you know?
Well, because my sister and my niece have loads of kids, don't they?
Oh, right. Okay.
So, so every time they have a school trip, it's just massive amount of money, and it's like ridiculous. It's to somewhere, but we used to go down to Dover Castle, Dover Castle or whatever it's called, and then there was another castle down in Hastings, but it was always in Kent. It was always on a coach, and I went to school in Kent, so we always went to school trips in Kent. Never in any further than that, apart from one time when we went to North Wales camping.
Where'd you go?
Llanberis.
Where's that?
In North Wales.
Oh, yeah. Well, why didn't you say that in the first place?
I did say North Wales. I did say North Wales. Camping in North Wales in Llanberis at a place called Betsy Coed.
Betsy Coed.
Yeah, do you know it?
I know North Wales. It's stunning.
It is. Oh, God, it is, isn't it? I really, really loved it. It was such an experience. Just doing, it pissed down the whole time. That's
Wales.
Yeah, and we were in like really cheap, bad tents. And because we were teenagers, we just didn't care.
No.
It was just fantastic. But then we did like 2 nights camping, but then it really rained so much that everything just got washed away. Because we were like on the side of a mountain.
Washed away.
It did. It washed 2 of the tents away.
Yeah, Timmy, Jimmy, Dave, not coming back.
Yeah. So we went to this. We had a couple of nights in this other place called. It was called. I can't remember. I've got a picture of it somewhere in Betsy Coed. This sort of like hostel sort of place. Well, it was a bit like a hostel. It might be more than that. I don't know.
You sure it wasn't a borstal?
It might have been. No, me and my school. Yeah, could well have been. But yeah, it was beautiful. And we walked up that mountain. What's the mountain called? Snowdon.
Snowdonia. Yeah, Mount Snowdon.
Yeah, Mount Snowdon. And they made us walk, and everyone was going, "Oh, why do we have to walk when there's a train?" Like teenagers do.
Yeah,
they go,
moaning
about everything. Oh,
I don't like this, and I don't like that.
No.
Moan.
Can we get the train back down? No. It's like they made us walk up and back again. But it was the most fantastic trip, and it was, I don't know if we had to pay for it even. I think it was just free. And I don't think we ever paid for any other school trips. They were just school trips. Now they come, so kids are like, it's hundreds of pounds to go on a school trip, literally hundreds of pounds. And the poor kids can't afford to go on them.
Really?
And if it had been like that in our day, I wouldn't have gone on any school trips ever, because my mum wouldn't have been able to afford to pay for it. That's what I know. We didn't pay for them back in the day.
Right.
And we always used to take, like, packed lunch with hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, well, that's a good ingredient of a packed lunch.
And then eat them on the bus, and it used to smell like everyone was blowing off.
Oh. Well, they probably were.
Yeah, and paste sandwiches. Do you remember paste sandwiches?
Was it you that I was talking to about sandwich spread the other day?
Oh, no, it wasn't me. But, yeah, we used to have sandwich spread, but that was a bit expensive, so we had paste. Sardine paste.
Unidentifiable paste product.
Yeah, do you remember toast toppers? Anyway, tell me about your school trips, Knickers.
Well, as you were banging on about that, I was trying to remember some amusing moments from my school trip, but I actually can't.
Oh, no.
I did a couple of trips to Switzerland, a place called Einsiedeln, on to skiing holiday.
Skiing? With the school?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey, how much was that?
I don't know. I wasn't paying. And Einsiedeln, I'd like to go back there. It had the most incredible monastery. You go in there and it's like sort of walking into a billionaire's jewel box. Absolutely everything was gold. It was astonishing. And I remember coming out and it was all icy, like, winter, obviously.
Yeah.
And I did one of those sort of comedy black and white movie, slipping on a banana skin high up into the air on the ice, and then crashed down on my arse. And two nuns who were passing by laughed at me.
I thought you said they helped you up.
No, laughed at me.
Oh, that's not very, what's the word? It's not very nunnish, is it?
That's not what Jesus wants, is it?
Yeah, it's not very charitable. Yeah, nunnish, that's the word I'm looking for.
Nunnish.
I thought nuns were supposed to be really good people, and they were laughing at a young man falling over on the ice.
Yeah, well, every time you read a story in the newspaper, it says a nun, and then whatever follows that, not good.
You think?
Yes. Yeah.
Who says?
Well, all right, let's, as a science experiment.
Go on, Google it.
I'll Google nun scandal.
Nun scandal. I think people might fake being a nun.
18 million results. Oh, my God. Well, okay. You Google nun scandal, and then you better have a strong stomach, because just reading the headlines on the first page is bad enough. I'm not going to do it.
Wow.
Awful. Like this third one down. God. No, I ain't going to go there. No.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, no, I wish I hadn't. You've made me do that, and now someone's going to be watching me, and then they're going to shadow ban me on Google or something.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Right. Thanks for that, Knickers. You just made my day. Not.
Yeah. You asked for it.
Wow. No, I know. I just thought it was going to be like, well, I didn't know. I wasn't expecting that. You know, everyone who's listening to this now is going to Google nun scandal.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. You don't need to do it. And it's not, you do not want to know. Oh, my God. Honestly, some people are just so depraved. I can't bear it.
Religion. Eh?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Right, Yeah. So have we got any problemos?
Are you kidding me? We've got loads of them.
Oh, well, get on with it then, Knickers, and stop rabbiting.
Dear Nick and Carol, and anyone with a modicum of interest, I've reached a crisis point in my life. I feel I need a complete change of career, but I can't make up my mind what I want to do. Please help me make a sensible decision.
Age?
Don't know. Middle, I would imagine.
Yeah, I suppose. What is middle age? What is middle age? Midlife? What is that? 40?
Well, it depends when you die.
Yeah, I suppose it does. But you don't know, do you? Because it would be good to know, actually.
No, it wouldn't. No,
It would, because then you could budget, right? You'd know how much money you can spend every week until you die without having to work again.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah.
So that's why I would like to have an end date.
like a best before date.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And why not?
Well, yeah, people don't want to think about their own demise, though, and they certainly don't want to have a countdown. This person will self-destruct in T-5 minutes.
Yeah, but it would also make you do things rather than saying, "Oh no, I'll do it tomorrow."
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
Good. Yeah,
you would do things and you wouldn't mess about, just avoiding stuff. So I think it would. There are lots of good reasons to know.
Yeah,
what the end date is.
I mean, when people say, you should live every day as though it's going to be your last, nobody ever does that. Ever.
No, of course not. No. Why would you? Because then you'd be bored. Because everything you do every day would be everything that you would do every day if you were going to die that day. What?
Well, I don't think they mean that. I think they mean like seize the day. Just don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Just do it. You're thinking about going around the world, like jacking in your job and going around the world. Just do it.
Yeah.
This is probably very, very bad advice. Don't jack in your job and go around the world.
Don't jack in your job. Go around the world. Don't just do it.
Yeah.
Because what was it? Some guy was told by a medical person that he had like 3 months to live, and he spent all his money, and then he wasn't. Then they said they got it wrong.
Said, oh, sorry, no, that was the wrong address.
No, that wasn't you. That was someone else. So he spent all his money, and he sued the hospital. He sued them.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if he won. I can't remember, but it was a thing. But you would do, wouldn't you? If a doctor said to you, you're going to die in 3 months or whatever, you've only got 3 months to live, of course you'd go. You'd go and fill your boots.
Well, you wouldn't go to work first thing Monday morning, that's for sure.
I don't think so. I don't go to work Monday mornings anyway.
You don't go to work, Carol, remember.
I do. I was in London on Thursday and Friday working, actually.
That's not work, that's talking.
Of course it's work. Of course it's work. It is talking. In fact, we had a letter about one of the shows this week.
A letter?
A problem.
What did it say? Stop talking?
No, it didn't. It said, because on last Friday, we had to do like this big announcement for someone who's going into Strictly Come Dancing, which is...
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I've got that one right down here at the bottom.
Oh, you've got that? Yeah, we'll do that one.
All right, hang on a minute. Dear Nick and Carol, I've just seen Carol appear from behind some feathers.
That sounds good, doesn't it?
Behind some feathers on television saying, "It's me," going on Strictly Come Dancing. Well, I thought that would be something amusing to watch on a long, dark winter evening. But then she said she was joking. It's such a shame as that would have been funny, not just for the dancing, but more for how I imagine she would respond to the judges if they criticised her. Yeah, you'd be, "Don't you talk to me like that," and you going over there and pulling them off their chairs.
Yeah, I wouldn't let them get away with it. If they were just being gratuitously nasty, because that's what judges have to do on TV these days, I'd dispute it. I would dispute it. I'd stand there and go, "Are you mad? That's rubbish. You know I was good at that bit."
Oh, please go on that show.
But no one ever does. Everyone just stands there like being crushed and letting them do it. It's dreadful. No, I would never, ever do that show.
Oh, go on.
They did actually think it might be me, but it wasn't. It was one of the other girls who was on there, who we all thought was less likely to do it, even than me. But because she's like a right old tweedy knickers, do you know what I mean? She's Scottish. And she is a bit kind of, well, she's been known to be a bit uptight about some stuff, and now she's going on Strictly Come Dancing. So for her to be doing something like where you've got to put loads of makeup on and get your hair all done up curly and then put a mini sequin dress on and 3 pairs of tights and dance around sexy with a man. I mean, it's just so not Kate. It's not Kate Adams. It just is so not her. So I never watch it, actually.
I've never seen it.
No, I don't watch it, but I will watch it now, this series, when it comes on.
Well, I can guarantee I still won't watch it.
Well, I didn't say you had to.
Help. Well, I ain't gonna.
Well,
you can't make me. I don't want to.
Shut up. You really are.
We got no help for this bloke who wants a change of career.
Well, why? That's the point. You can't just say I've got to change my career. You haven't. Do you know
if he's really bored of doing what he's doing, he can either stay bored for the rest of his life, and then when with this increasing sense of this is actually my life, this is not a rehearsal, I don't get this time back, this is it, what I'm going through right now, I'm wasting it doing something I don't want to do, and sadly, tragically, I think that most people are doing that because you get, it's almost like you get stuck into doing something really early by chance a lot of times. And then 10 years later, you turn around and you're still doing the job that you thought you were only going to do for 6 months, but while you were looking for something better.
Well, it depends what. See, I would like to know what his career was before.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. And that's all the information we have at hand. So,
but is it actually a career? You see, some people just have jobs, right? They don't have a career. So that, some people go on a career path, and like you, for instance, it's not a path. It's just a series of events that either are or are not lucky, that are almost completely out of your control. All of this, I planned my life and I worked with a 10-point plan to get ahead and all that BS. It's just nonsense. No, but what I mean is that you knew what you wanted to do from a very young age, and you did it. You pursued that path. I still recognise that I am one of the luckiest people that has ever lived. I've only wanted to do 2 things, and one was be a DJ, and I did that. And then somebody sent me a cassette of this guy called Neil Rogers in America doing a talk show, and I thought, oh my God, I want to do that. And I did it like the next day. Oh my God! See, you're blessed.
Here we are with the religion again.
But it's not really to do with luck, though, is it?
Totally.
You can say you're lucky. You're lucky because you did get to do it, but you obviously made it happen. You made it happen.
No, I did not make it. Well, it is luck because at the time I was at Radio Luxembourg. Now, the only reason I was at Radio Luxembourg is I sent a cassette which I made at the Virgin Megastore. And the only reason I was there was because I can't remember how I got that job. I think I just walked in and
asked for it.
Yeah.
That's what people used to do, though. If you wanted a job, you'd just go in, like either the shop or into the office or a hotel or whatever, and you just say, "Have you got any job?"
Yeah. But the only reason that somebody sent me that cassette was that he was a friend of a friend that I used to have, and he went to Florida where the talk show host was playing, and he thought, oh, I'll send him this cassette. He'll be interested in this. So the chances of that actually happening, like right back to when I first met the friend that he was a friend of, by chance in a shop. And if I'd gone 5 minutes later, I would never have met him. And none of the rest of my life would have probably been the same.
Well, yeah, I suppose it was just similar for me, really. I would never have ended up working in television if I hadn't have gone on holiday to Crete in 1983.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. I mean, when you think back, it almost makes me nervous thinking that the links in your life are so tenuous that if you even sort of think about them or question them, it won't happen. I know that's a really totally illogical thing to think, but I do get that sort of the slight panic that don't question it because it might not happen as in the past. Like all of those links may get broken, and your life would be completely something else.
Yeah, I know. You have to be in the right place at the right time, but also you still have to seize the opportunity. Like, no one came up to me in Crete and just said, "Oh, I work for so-and-so. Do you want a job?" Like, I'm not like models get spotted in the street and then suddenly they're multimillionaires.
Right.
It wasn't like that at all. I met two people who worked for a TV company. And I stayed in touch with them, and I just said to them, if you ever hear of any job, I don't care what it is, be the post girl or something, just let me know because I want to work for that channel. And in the end, I did. So I did pursue it, and I embarrassed myself. I mean,
Carol, you embarrass yourself so many times.
I really embarrassed myself. Do you know what I would actually now? I really don't care. And I've got the video of it because I auditioned to be one of the video jockeys, like
on MTV.
It wasn't MTV, no, it was Music Box. It was called. It was.
Oh yeah.
It was in the UK before MTV launched.
Right.
So it's kind of a precursor, and I auditioned to be a video jockey, and it was so shockingly bad. I can't. I honestly, I've got it because I digitized it recently. It was on a VHS, and I played it back, and I could not stop laughing because it's so awful. And then I thought, and at the time, I actually thought, oh, what? I don't know why I didn't get that job. Now, looking at it now, I totally understand why Lulu's sister got the job instead, and that's who it was who got the.
Lulu's sister.
It was Lulu's sister. Someone, Laurie, that's their surname. Anyway, and I didn't get that job, but I didn't really care. I just said, "Oh, look, I don't care. Just get any old job." And I ended up getting a job as a sort of assistant secretary to the head of production, and that was because I met these two girls. But you see,
you as a PA secretary, I cannot imagine that. I bet you were worse at that than being a VJ.
Oh. No, actually, I was quite good. It was doing a lot of checking numbers and things like that.
Checking numbers?
Well, matching up purchase orders with invoices and things like that.
Right.
That had never been done. And it was like a massive pile. And I must have been much sort of better at concentrating back then. If I had to do that now, there is no way. There's no way. I just couldn't do it. I'd be like sitting there looking at it going, I wouldn't know where to start. And I'd probably pay someone to do it. But now, back then, I was like, no, whiz through this pile. And I found all these errors. And my boss was so impressed with me. She employed
Carol, I'm sending you all my accounts. Can you have them done by the 5th of April?
Yeah, I know. Listen, not now. I put it off because even though Mark's an accountant, I do all the books for us.
He's an accountant.
Well, yeah, he's a production accountant.
Why don't you get your husband to do your accounts for free as opposed to spending thousands of pounds getting some other accountant to do it?
Because it's different, isn't it? He's not a management accountant, so he's a production accountant. So it's
I have no idea what that means.
Well,
and even less interest in finding out.
Well, it's TV basically, so right. It's not like proper accounting.
All right. Now we've not helped one person so far.
Oh, that's true.
See if we can not help another. See if we can squeeze one example of not helping in before we have to say goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
Hi there, my favourite couple. It's the kids. Hi there, my favourite couple. It's the kids' nanny here. I talk to you both so much in our house that the youngest grandchild thinks that you are part of our family. Have I read this one before?
Yeah, the Childs Nanny. That rings a bell. A bell. But keep going. I'm not sure.
When I said, shall we pop down the road and visit some of my friends, one of the kids said out of the blue, "Oh, do Nick and Carol live there?" I have read that, haven't I?
No, I don't. I haven't heard that bit. haven't heard that bit.
It made me laugh and also realise just how much you both are in my everyday conversations. Could you both pop in for tea one day? Absolutely, Joan. If that's
not if you're a child's nanny, because I'm not the biggest fan of small people.
Exactly. Awful children. Right, here we go. Nick and Carol with an E.
No E. No E.
Am I being ripped off for the price of this second-hand book I found in a local charity shop? Blooming inflation. There's a picture of a book called Oh Carol, £1.50. Who is that young pert blonde on the cover? I want to know.
How dare you? Someone's put my book in a charity shop.
Well, that's the circular economy, Carol.
Well, I suppose it's recycling, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, actually, it's a bloody good book. I've got to say, even when I watch myself back on telly or anything like that, like I said about my auditions in the past, I'm just absolutely, totally embarrassed for me. It's awful, right? But when I read my book, and sometimes when I write my column, I don't like reading it back because I think, oh, well, that's a bit stupid saying that. But but now when I read my book, I just think how bloody brilliant it is. I mean, I'm not even trying to sell it. I'm just saying it actually is really good.
Well, if you want a copy, £1.50 at your local charity shop.
And it's got loads of words in it. I'm not just taking the piss there. I'm saying it's got loads of words in it because normally when celebrities, in inverted commas, write books about their lives, it's like big letters with big spaces between the lines. And I don't know how many thousands of words it is, but it's not many. Do you know what I mean? You could read one of them books in like a Katie Price book. You could read that in 10 minutes because it's so spread out. But mine is really tiny typefaced, really tiny. And it's like loads of pages. I mean, it's big. It's a big book full of words, but it's not even slightly boring. Not like
excellent value at £1.50.
Yeah, but you can still buy it on Amazon if you want.
Right. Shut up about your book.
No.
How many books have you written, by the way? Because I've written like 9 or 10 or something like that.
Yeah, we've had this conversation. We've been through your list of books, and they're mainly compilations of things that you've put together over the year, right?
Yeah. Right. On that subject, dear Nick and Carol, in the What Do You Do section of the podcast, Carol did mention that she was writing a book.
Oh.
This has not been referred to recently. Can we therefore, A, excitedly assume it is finished and look forward to its imminent release, or B, it's still a work in progress, says Sean.
Yeah, no, it's not finished. It's summer. And
Is it started?
Yeah, no, I have started it. Yeah, definitely. I have. And it's not really, I'm not really making much progress because it's too hot.
Yeah, it's summertime.
I can't do anything.
And the living is easy.
Living down here, especially because it's been hot since May.
Yeah.
I don't know. You just get up
when you get driven in and the light goes, then you'll write it then.
Well, yeah.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
Well, Mark's probably going to be in London for a month, and then I can get on with it. But it's not till it cools down, like October or November or something, and then I can just sit there and do that. That's it.
Well, I can't wait not to read it.
Thanks for your support, knickers.
Dear Nick and Carol, I have a problem. It's with you two.
Oh, thanks.
In a previous episode, you were both whinging and moaning about children. Wow, this really is all fitting together, ain't it?
Isn't it? Yeah, they're all linked. Are these people going to like some Nick and...
I don't know. I think they had
a night out or something.
Yeah, they've had a huddle and decided on a plan.
Yeah, sounds like
everything annoyed you, including their screams, them playing on trampolines, them playing in fountains, and in fact, them having any form of fun at all. You remind me of Miss Trunchbull in Matilda, who said, "They're all mistakes, children. Filthy, nasty things. Glad I never was one."
Really? Oh, that must have been in the stage.
That must have been in the second half of Matilda, which I didn't see because the first half was so boring that we left halfway.
You
God,
walked out of that one, didn't you? Yeah.
terrible, absolutely awful.
And was that the one where everyone was saying to you how brilliant it was? Or
Yeah,
something? Yeah.
morons. Anyway, when you were children, I'm sure you both got sick and tired of older people whinging and whining and moaning. So this email is to remind you that you were both now very, very old. Just something to think about.
Yeah.
I hope you both have a lovely day, says Rory. You can stick it, Rory.
Yeah, shut your mouth. Do we need reminding that we're really, really old? I certainly don't.
Well, we're not really, really old. I mean, the actual number does seem old because you get a template of what people are at a certain age. But I can't relate to the number at all. I can barely relate to 40, never mind about 60.
Yeah, I know it's a problem.
But it's not a problem. It's not a problem.
It is, because one day you have to accept that you're in your 60s. You might.
No, I accept it. It's just that my idea of what somebody in their 60s is based on what I used to think when I was a kid of somebody in their 60s, which is your granddad or your granny or, just some old person in the street.
Yeah.
But that's not me.
Well, it probably is, but you just can't see it.
No, I don't correspond to the template, is what I'm saying. I don't dispute the number. It's just that what the number means is not what I am.
Yes, I know you think you're not, but you are. When young people look at you, you are.
No, you're just not getting what I'm saying.
No, I am getting what you're saying.
Right, okay.
You think that you're not like a normal 62-year-old, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying. People, it's like when you go into a pub and they say, and you ask for a pint of lager and they say, that'll be £6.50, please. You think, what? It used to be £3. That's because you have a template, a set idea of what something is based on a long time ago when you sort of like wrote that idea in your mind that a pint is £3.50, not £6.50, but it hasn't been £3.50 for ages. So, and people's ages, what they are at the kind of person they are at various ages is set when you were younger. But when you get to that age, I think now more so than previous generations, then you don't correspond to how you think somebody of that age is. I'm not disputing my actual age. I'm just saying that.
No, you're not. I know that. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But you don't fit the template of what a 62-year-old is.
I'll be in a room of people, and I think I don't really feel like very grown up here, but they'll be 20 years younger than me. I just don't feel grown up yet. When does that happen?
I don't know. Don't ask me. As if I would know the answer to that question.
Yeah, that was
got a bloody clue.
Stupid question. Nick and Carol, now that the robot uprising has begun, witness the unprovoked attack by a chess robot on its 7-year-old opponent. Do you have any tips for surviving Robogeddon, says Clayton. Have you seen that?
No. What? Tell me.
It's like that bit in Terminator when Skynet becomes self-aware. There's some kids playing a robot with a big long arm, like one of those articulated robot arms, and he's playing it at chess. And the kid moves a little bit too quickly, and the robot grabs his finger and breaks it.
What? What, really?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, that's not very good. That is Robogeddon.
Yeah, it started.
Oh my God, it does scare me. It scares me, actually, the robot culture. It really scares me. And that is a sign of being old, because the young people just think, brilliant, get robots to do everything. And I just think, no, I don't want the robots to do anything. Like, they're replacing people everywhere you look. Everywhere.
I think that the kids, I mean, depending on what age you're talking about, I think that they're fetishizing old technology. I mean, vinyl. We were talking about SLR cameras last week. Cassettes are back. I think they actually, there's a sort of a move away from the sort of anonymity and lack of like product feel of downloads and all that sort of technological stuff. There's no soul to it.
Yeah. I think a lot of young people always think that retro stuff is cool anyway, but I think more so now. You're right. There's hundreds of things that young people are into that we used to be into, that we're still into, because we haven't evolved.
Well, I know I haven't.
I know I haven't. Everything's the same in my house. Still got a record player. I know we have that conversation a lot, but there was no way I would get rid of it. And you're right. You've seen the price of vinyl these days.
Amazing.
Unbelievable. I mean, who can afford that? How can these kids afford it in the first place? I mean,
I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. But it's so popular that there's, I think there's like one factory in Europe that does most of it. And apparently...
What makes the vinyl?
Yeah.
Or prints the records?
Yeah, I was listening to something on the radio the other day about vinyl. And apparently you got a band, if you want a vinyl album out, you've got to put your order in like a year ahead of time.
Oh, what? Stop it.
Yeah, it's something like that. The backlog is so massive that if, say, a band says, well, we'll have 1,000 albums and they get delivered and they sell out immediately, they say, oh, well, can we have another 500? And they say, yeah, in 8 months.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God, that's so bizarre. I wonder that would make our record collections extremely valuable, Knickers.
Well, anything like that, or anything with a chip in it, is very, very valuable. Yeah. So if you've had the if you've had the coronavirus vaccine, then you'll have one of them Bill Gates chips running around in you, which is probably worth more than your house.
Don't joke about things like that, Knickers, because I know we're at the end. I'm calling sausages, and we've used the topic.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then we'll have to think up one for next week. So, what do you do?
Oh, blimey! I mean, I'm just rushed off my feet. I do a show called Loose Women. It's on ITV at lunchtime from 12:30 Monday to Friday, and I'm not going to be on that until September now because I'm on holiday. Because it's August. But I still write a column for Best Magazine, which is for sale in all the best newsagents and supermarkets. And this week's column is about the leadership race for the Tory party.
Oh, God.
I know. Sorry.
Well, that's what everyone's talking about in the absence of anything else other than the hosepipe ban.
I know, and it doesn't even finish, does it, until like September or something?
Yeah, it's September the 5th. Why does everybody take a holiday in August? I mean, because you're all competing with each other for a limited amount of holiday destinations, rooms, flights, and so on. If you've got kids, I get it, because that's school holidays. But if you haven't, why does everybody do that? Plus, it's the hottest month wherever you are. So you could just sit in your garden. You don't have to go on holiday. But if you took a month off in like October, then you'd really extend your summer. I'd never really understood why everybody goes away in the most punishingly hot month.
Well, for France, I can speak for the people in France. France literally shuts down in August, everything. Like you can't... All the civil servants, everything. Nothing is open. Paris is almost completely closed. They open up the plage on the Seine, the beach. Yeah. And literally no one does anything. And it's more of a tradition, but it's also because it does get so bloody hot down here. I mean, ridiculous. It's impossible to work. The only people that are working are the people in restaurants and bars and pubs and things.
But offices have air conditioning. You think that just for that very reason, for keeping businesses ticking over, they'd stagger people's holidays. But you're right. The whole country just comes to a stop. It's just bizarre.
Yeah. And you can't get anything done. Like you can't get a plumber. You can't get an electrician. You can't get anything. No one wants to do anything in August. We ordered some wood for the fire in March. We still ain't got it. March. I mean, it's going to start getting cold again soon. I mean, I don't know. There's like, I don't know, keep saying supplies, shortages. But March, it's almost like the middle of, it's August. Anyway, so now it's not going to happen at least until September because they won't be working. No one will be working.
Yeah, well, you don't need wood till at least then. So.
Well, we won't need it probably till about November, but that's not the point. I ordered it a long time ago. We've cleared the space in the garage, everything.
I'm very, very angry. I'd like to speak to the manager.
Well, I could say that, but they wouldn't understand what I'm saying.
So have you done you yet? Have you done you yet?
Yeah. Oh, and I am writing my second book, but it's not finished.
Yeah. A lot of other projects that you can't talk about.
And loads of other projects that I can't talk about, but I can confirm that I'm not doing Strictly Come Dancing. Sorry.
Oh. Right, meanwhile, I have two other podcasts. One is called The Nick Abbot Habit, which is concentrated amusement. It's 30 minutes of funny, taken from old shows. And I sort of, I was taking clips from shows at the beginning of the Mad Bat disease, like spring of 2020. And then I thought, this is getting a bit serious. So does anybody actually really want to sit through that again? So I skipped ahead to when it got funny again. So I think you'll be amused. The Nick Abbot Habit. That comes out on Monday like this does.
How much did you have to skip, Knickers?
I just picked a number and I picked a show in August. So. Oh,
right, August. So that was March to August is nothing.
Well, I didn't check. I just skipped.
Yeah, and you found one where you were being funny again. Yeah. God, that must be hard.
And, there's the one from the radio stint that I do on Friday and Saturday nights. We put it out as a podcast. It takes...
Get your words out, Nick. Next.
See, Carol, we take the news and the ads out, which means it takes less time to listen to. So you'll use less electricity. And by this time next year, you'll have saved up enough to buy a cardboard box to live in.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's serious. Getting bad. The energy costs. Flipping heck. Anyway.
Dingleberries. And I'll be back on the radio Friday, Saturday and Sunday night at 10 on LBCing you.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to suggest some sausages and dingleberries topics for us, that would be much appreciated because I've exhausted the room.
Yeah, she spies with her little eye just a bunch of stuff she said already.